All right, this video is going to show you how to remove and install the bobbin winder on 201 and 1591. The motor bodies are the same. There's different parts which I'll show when these are all removed. I'll show you the differences and the part numbers for the specific parts to a 201 and a 1591. So a lot of times when you get my motors off, because it just makes it easier for doing the video, a lot of these times these screws are very hard to get out for the motor. And what you'll need is one of these. It's called an impact screwdriver. Make sure you always have the right size blade on your screwdriver, otherwise you're going to screw up your screws. And this, you put it into place and hit it with a hammer and it breaks them free and will save you hours of trouble, because I used to try to remove them before I bought an impact screwdriver. So this is only really held together with two screws for the two moving parts. If these are stuck, you can also use an impact screwdriver. You could try soaking them with solvents because sometimes old oil gets there and it gets gummed up. Another trick would be making sure you have the right size blade again. Put in the blade in the groove and taking a wrench, putting it on the screwdriver with a lot of downward pressure so you don't mess up your screw threads, pressing down, and then the wrench will give you leverage to break the screw free. Now in this case mine were already loosened, but I mean really when you pull these off it doesn't matter. You can pull this one off first or unscrew this one and remove it. Just make sure there's springs inside so you don't lose the springs. This also is spring loaded. So to release some of the tension you kind of want to move it up, and chances are the reason why you're buying a part is because this spring is broken. This is the most common broken part. I see a lot of people listing the 1591s and 201s as interchangeable, and they're not, and I want to show you why. These are the key parts off of each winder, starting with the 1591 and the 201. You can see there's a difference. 1591 is a wider tab. This one is part number 125376. And this one is part number 45268. The other part is the stem where the winder runs. Now on the older 1591s, this may look a little different. It's got a thicker at this end, but it's the same part. But I want to show you the difference is because on the 1591, you've got a little index there because it fits into this notch when it slides on, and of course the wider tab because it's a wider bobbin from the 201. On this 201 winder arm there's a pin, and that's because there's a hole in this bobbin. And it holds them like that. And of course, the thinner release tab for the thinner winder arm. All right, so I'm going to show assembling the parts. This is the motor body. PG7, PH7, PG8, PH8. The bodies are all the same. But you want to make sure these areas are clean here so there's no buildup. Same also with the hole through the arm. Make sure your screw goes through pretty easily. You may have to use some 4/0 steel wool for cleaning any oil residue off of these. I normally find those with a lot of buildup. And we have our release spring. So inside here, there's a hole, and the spring's going to go in there. When it's assembled, it's going to come up to this notch. For right now, we're going to leave it relaxed. so it doesn't jump out. And then we have our I guess it's a tension or the tension level adjustment. It's a little tab. Again, you want to make sure cleared off. It's flattened inward on this side and outward on this side. So you want the raised portion to be on the outside. So you're making like a cup for the spring in there. Our screw goes on. Now this screw will be how you adjust your wheel tension against the hand wheel to make sure when you're going to wind bobbins. So you want to screw this down, don't make it snug. You want to take your mounting screw, go through the body and through this, and then now we can pull the spring over to the groove and kind of hold these together a little bit and just get it snug, because you're gonna want to adjust it later. When you first put it in, just have it furthest away. This will give you the most room away from your balance wheel or your hand wheel, and then you can tighten it in later. So we have our spring loaded there, and then we take our release tab spring, and this is the 201 version. It's a thinner one, and you can see there's a little hole inside there, and it doesn't matter which way the spring goes in, because either way it's gonna be in the right position. Once it's in the hole, we have one pin sticking up. So when we put the release tab on, it's not going to be lined up when you first put it on, because there's going to be some tension. So you first put your pin in the hole, and then you have your screw with this little collar on it. And like I said, same thing with this, make sure all the parts are cleaned off. I'll put my screw in. And all the while trying to hold this flush against the support. And then put the screw in. And then you're going to get to that collar. So you want to slide it so it lines through. There it goes. And then you can screw it down. Now before you tighten it all the way, make sure your part is free to move. So it's got good play. You can snug it. So you can see how we're mounted so far. And now we go to put the winder on. Now I'm going to do it without the rubber wheel on it. You've got your spring, and there's actually, like, it's almost like a two-tier notch in here. There you go. You're going to sit inside the groove, not on top of this, but down in here. If you go this way, it's too far, you shouldn't go. But when you first go to put it in, just go up against this protector, and then we'll pop the spring out on the rest of the way, but get our screw lined up. So we're going to be going loose at first. Try to show you from the side here. And it's always important with your screwdrivers to be have the right size head, so you don't ruin the slot. So we'll get close, because what we want to do is we don't want to get too tight so we can put it into place. So we'll move this arm down and then pull our release tab. Now we can slide this, push it down so it's into place, and screw it down the rest of the way. And now our spring pin, sometimes it'll be resting here, and you just want to push it up onto that notch. So now we have our functioning. Snug it down, hits our release tab, and it releases the arm. So you can see it's good working order. All the parts line up. You want to test it with, put a bobbin on there. Make sure the bobbin gets in a notch. Make sure this is lined up. A lot of times these are bent. So you're lined up, and then once this is on the machine, once your motor is mounted on the machine and you have your rubber wheel, so with your hand wheels in place, when you press this down to get the rubber wheel to hit against the hand wheel, you're going to have this screw, and you can see holding your finger here so it doesn't come up. See how this part comes up? Keep your finger there, and then you press this to the point that your rubber wheels has enough tension against the hand wheel, and then you can snug it down. And then when it's finally in place, you have it adjusted right. There's an oil hole here to make sure you oil it. The rest of these parts you probably shouldn't oil, and that's why a lot of them are all gummed up, because it really doesn't move much. This is the part that rotates the most. So the 1591 assembles the same exact way as the 201. And I hope that helps you.